This is a 2024 Tesla Model 3 Highland. Standard range, it's not really called that anymore, but this is the entry-level model, 18-inch Photon wheels. We have the new free color, stealth gray with the black interior. So a lot of people are going to be picking these up, and they're going to be wanting to put accessories on the car to make it special, because we're all God's children and we want to feel special. So to start this off, we have a letter from T Parts, and I'm going to show you 7 accessories that will be useful for you, tasteful accessories for your Model 3 or Y. So let's open up this letter here. What do we got? Designed by T Parts. Wow. So this spoiler, let's get the spoiler. So everyone likes a little bit of carbon fiber, but it has to be tastefully done. You don't want to be like the BMW drivers where it's like every BMW M3 3 Series has the spoiler that goes right off the back. You want a functional spoiler. And this spoiler right here is a dry carbon finish. They said in addition to providing a more streamlined appearance, the spoiler can also reduce the wind drag based on test data. The spoiler can reduce drag coefficient by 2 to 3%, saving energy and increasing range slightly. As you can see by these images right here, they did some science. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you're going to all of a sudden see a huge difference in range because you just put the spoiler on. I like this spoiler because I've been using it on my Model Y for a few years now, and I know that it fits incredibly well. And this is about half the price of the Tesla. The Tesla one is like $400 to $500, depending on which model you have. This is like $260-ish, and then I have a 10% discount code, and I will have the codes all linked in the description. The other nice thing is they have this 3M adhesive already perfectly installed on the spoiler, so all you have to do is rip off this red layer and place it on the rear of your car, and I'm going to show you how that's done right now. Now, once you get your dry fit done, and I also do recommend putting this on with 2 people, it's just a lot easier. They do include this little, we'll call it a stencil here, this little outline. Once you get that perfect fit, you put this sticker down, that way you can remove it, and you can put this corner perfectly into this outline to get that precise fitment after you rip off the adhesive. The other thing you want to do right before you install it is use these alcohol prep pads. That way you wipe any grease or wax that may be on the car from the factory to give you the best stick possible. I've not had any issues with these peeling or anything, and they fit really nicely around the edges. You should be fine. This just ensures it's sticking. Now, when installing the T-Parts spoiler, it actually says T-Parts right here, so that just needs to be sitting right side up. That way the spoiler is facing correctly, and we're going to slide it into position here. So just trying to evenly distribute weight across the spoiler, not pushing crazy hard or anything like that, just making sure all the adhesive gets some type of pressure. I'd also recommend probably doing this in a cooler area or where it's not going to sit in direct sunlight or heat. That way it can adhere properly and give you the best stick. So there you go, the spoiler is now installed, and again, it's OEM Plus upgrade. You're not going to notice it's there, or it's going to be, tastefully. People will look at that and go, oh, that's a nice piece. You don't want it to be popping up, and I like the fact that it potentially could give you a little bit more efficiency out of the vehicle. One thing that Tesla has done from the factory on this newer Model 3 is extended out this rear diffuser here, which they had already previously done on the Model Y, and that is helping, along with the underside of the car, that's helping reduce drag and move air more efficiently around the vehicle. So that's what this spoiler does, and I really like it. Next up is a sunshade. So this one right here is cheaper than the one that you can get from Tesla, and it comes in this nice zippable bag. That way when you don't need your sunshade, for us here in Phoenix, I'm actually not in Phoenix right now, I'm underneath the Pentagon. My first question when I got in here was, are there aliens? They said, oh yeah. This is a sunshade. We are going to install it, show it a before and after. Sunshade doesn't need much explanation. If you don't know what a sunshade is, you need to get off of YouTube right now and go on Wikipedia and just start reading things, bring yourself back to earth. The sunshade's labeled. It says Model 3 rear, and the other part says Model 3 front, and it comes with these clips. You just need to put 2 clips on each one of these pieces, and that's how it sticks into place. The clips come in this little box here. This side faces the glass, this side will face the interior, and I do believe they have 2 separate colors on their website. Now to clip these into place, all you do is take one end Now, as far as installing the clips, it's very easy. You just put it on the bottom part here and then pull up, and it creates its own tension. Like if I'm sitting here, it just falls off. But once it's up underneath the headliner, it creates its own tension to help keep it in place. They provide 6 for each liner. Really, I used 4, and it's actually in place really well. You can use all 6, you can do whatever you want. But that's what I did, and it seems to sit nicely. Now, the next item I'd like to show you here isn't as necessary as it used to be, and that is this cup holder protector. The reason I say it isn't as necessary is because, as you can see here, they've redesigned the cup holders in the Model 3 to have these little, we'll call them, I don't know, what are we going to call these? Nubs? We have these nubs in here that help grab whatever drink you put inside of here. So the issue before is it didn't have these nubs, and your drink, if it was like a skinny can, would wobble around. So it's eliminated that problem. Now, if you're someone that spills your drink for whatever reason a lot in your vehicle, you may want some sort of rubberized protection. Again, this is rubberized. This is just like a harder plastic. So this is a really durable material. It's going to give you just a little bit more extra protection, and you press it down in there, and the fitment on this is so tight and good. I was like, oh, this doesn't fit, and then I realized it was just really precise fitting. So that's kind of what it looks like after, and this gives you the ability to spill whatever you want in there and then just pull this out and wash it off. So very simple upgrade. Again, not as necessary as it was because it does have those nubs to grab your drink, but if you want one, this fits extremely well. And now we'd like to present you with the leather armrest support cushion. I feel like I'm opening a tie from Hugo Boss or something. Anyways, so here we go here. It's like some underwear material there. That's nice. So this slides over your center console, I assume. This is very soft, and you can see it's perforated leather, which actually matches the seat. So that's really nice. This is really soft. So if you're someone that sits in traffic and really relies on your armrest here, this may be an upgrade for you. So there you go. It kind of slides right over top there. Easy install. Clicks down into place. Gives you this little also leather cover right here. And yeah, that's significantly softer than, what it comes with from the factory. Again, is this totally necessary? No. But if you do want this, I like to test, like, what are the quality parts? You see, there's so much junk out there. So this, yeah. Nice upgrade here, but it also adds, a good inch onto your center console. You might have to adjust your seat position for that to feel comfortable, but overall a solid upgrade. I'm not sure that this is something that I would ever need. This is kind of a niche product, to be honest with you, but it's built well, and if you feel like you want that, or maybe you have an older Tesla and this is worn out or has a hole in it, you could put this over top of it. So that's what this is. All right, so now for some trunk protection. You guys know that I've promoted 3D mats forever, and that's not going to change because I think they are the best. This one, 3D mats does not yet have their floor mats out for the Tesla Model 3. So this is just an old one that we had in there. The good part about 3D mats is their Max Spider technology. This doesn't fray your carpet on the interior, but it also grips it incredibly well. Their floor mats are really well made. The company's goal is to make the best floor mats. I believe that they do for Tesla. But T-Parts had this one, so I wanted to test this one out. And as you can see here, again, the difference, on the back, it's just smooth rubber. So may not stick as well, but I just want to check fitment. Everyone has their own taste. See how this one is. And again, I'll have all of this individually linked below, and my code will save you 10% on their website. But like I said, I mean, I'm pretty set on 3D mats, but some people don't. Only like negative feedback I get from some people on 3D mats is like they don't want the logo saying 3D, which I understand, but I thought the same thing at first, and then after I used this stuff, it's so good that I don't care. Overall on this, fitment is decent. It covers all the spaces, and you can see here, like in the middle part, you see how it's not quite sitting right. Generally what to do is sit this out in the sun, that way it can actually take shape. Overall, it covers all of the areas where you may be loading things in or out of the car, sports gear, and has this cutout so you can open up the rear part of the trunk to your sub-compartment. So you still have functionality of that, and there's this little fold in the middle. See these notches here? those notches let the mat actually fold up nicely to give you access. So yeah, solid fitment there, very rubberized option, slightly different material than 3D mats. 3D mat stuff isn't out yet, so if you really need one, this is an option, and with my code, you actually get it cheaper than getting it from Tesla. Now, the other thing they have there are these seat back protectors. Again, the back of these seats are all carpeted. If you're folding this down, going on a ski trip or whatever, maybe you do a lot of shopping and you just fill this thing up, you might want a little bit of protection on here. So these on the rear, again, have Velcro on them. Now, you're not going to be coming back here and removing this on and off a bunch of times. So maybe Velcro isn't the worst thing in this scenario. I just know that over time, this will fray your carpet if you remove it several times. And that's just what I warn you about with Velcro. That's why I like 3D Mats has all this covered in Max Spider, which won't fray it. So the nice thing about this here is it's already pre-cut. So you still have access to this hole here. And the edges of this are actually bent to give you coverage right around the seam on the backs of the seats. So it's well made. I prefer to have the ones from 3D Mats just because of the way that they're made. Again, not a bad item here. It has this hole cut out to still give you the functionality. Maybe you like the way that this looks. It is a clean look. It kind of continues with the lines of the one that's in the trunk here, but that's kind of how these work. Now, after you spend $38,000+ on a vehicle, Tesla says, we're not including the center console covers that we used to include. You got to buy those too. So this is the option from T-Parts. This is something that T-Parts makes, like the carbon fiber spoiler, that I really like. It actually has really solid functionality to it, and that is these clear storage bins. Now, they're very hard, solid plastic. Again, Tesla does not include these. It's an upcharged feature. What I like about this is the edge of it is clear. So the LED light that is underneath here actually comes up through the clear plastic and shines on whatever you have stored in here. Also has this rubberized mat at the bottom of it. So there's that one. And there's this Gen 2.0 console that goes up front here. And that's just another nice storage device, and then you can slide it back and forth, to and fro, however you choose. You can be like, you know what? I want the sunglasses up here, and then I'm going to push them back, and I got the Kleenexes down here. So that's how that all works. It all fits perfectly in your center console and gives you just a little more organization within your vehicle. That's an accessory from T-Parts that I really like. So I just found this little ant here in the Pentagon, and this is a scout ant. He's all alone. He's looking for food for his friends, so we're going to let him go because he's just doing his job. We want to let him do his job. All right, next item. What do we got here? All right, we got some headrests. We have some competing headrests. So these headrests are from T-Parts. These headrests are from EV Premium Customs. And you might be asking yourself, which one is better? I'm going to figure that out right now. So EV Premium Customs also has these in black. So this is made of the same vegan leather the seats of the car are made with. And the nice thing about these is they give you that neck support that Teslas don't have because the headrest doesn't move. So that protrudes from there. You can slide it up or down based on your needs. And it's nice because if you're sitting there charging on a road trip or something like that, you have this little extra support. You can even leave it on while you're driving just to get you your head a little bit more rest there. So that's how that fits on. I'll have a discount code for them as well. And then this one, what's this tag say? Made with DuPont Sirona. I don't know what that is. All right, that straps on. Little strap on there. And that lays. That's very nice as well. Okay. So here's the difference between the two of these. This one here, I think, would be better if you're going to be using this specifically to be napping at superchargers, because this is very nice. You could even just not even strap it on here. You could just put it here if you want to sleep here. It's actually a comfortable position to just pass out at the supercharger. That's nice. Whereas this one, I think, is more for you're using it at the supercharger and you're getting that extra neck support while you're driving. This doesn't really provide that extra neck support. So that's the difference between the two of these. I don't know what these cost, but I'll put them up on the screen right here. And in the description, I'll have my discount code, and you can make a decision from there. Another video that may be helpful to you would be my tire testing I've done on my Model Y. I've tested a whole bunch of different tire setups, I think 5 or 6 now, tire and wheel setups. So click this video right here to check for efficiency and comfort. I have a comparison of all of them, and that should help you out.